Will from Monkey Steals Peach, and for today's video I'm in Inner Mongolia, just outside the city of Bayanhot. So this whole temple is pretty much isolated, absolutely silent, except for if you listen you can hear all the ravens. That's about the only sound there is, so it's got a very bizarre sort of apocalyptic feel to it. We weren't allowed to video inside the main prayer hall. Of course you never are in Buddhist temples, but there was just a small ceremony taking place where some lamas were praying and there were some Mongolian nomads going around and they were lighting candles, and then they had some meat and they were slicing pieces of meat and eating it, and then one of the lamas invited us to join in. So that was quite a nice little experience there. I think this afternoon should be pretty good. He gave us two choices because we're camping in the desert tonight. He said we could either go to this one lake. What was that? Swan Lake. We could go to what's called Swan Lake, where there's going to be quite a lot of tourists camping out, but that's because there's some kind of Mongolian pop singer or something performing there. Or we could go to this other lake and camp there called Moon Lake, which I think is going to be a lot quieter, so we've decided to go with that one. I think the plan is, as far as I understand, after we digest our food, we're going in the 4x4 and then we're gonna kind of drive like crazy all around the sand dunes. And then from there, I think we're then gonna hike through the desert to the campsite, and then we're gonna have barbecue and beer and camp out there. And then tomorrow, I think we're hiking back. I'm not entirely sure, but pretty much seems to be about it. Right now we're in the middle of the Tengger desert. If you look around, there's a 4x4 and our driver having a cigarette. There's absolutely nothing around in any direction. I've absolutely no idea how the guy even knows what it is. Everywhere you look, just sand dunes, the odd bit of grass, and that's about it. in the desert. This apparently is called the Sun Lake, which is salt water, as you can see by the side. It's really crusty as I'm walking. It absolutely stinks, so I don't know what minerals or what's in it, but it smells quite sulphury. And if you look over there, you can see all the sheep grazing at the side. There's a couple of nomad encampments over there. Besides that, there's pretty much still just nothing around. When we were going through the desert before, as we were going up some of the sand dunes, the Jeep was having a bit of trouble, and at one point I thought we were actually going to get stuck. It was quite scary actually. I really thought we'd just get stuck in the middle of the desert. There's no signal out here or nothing. So if you do get stuck, you've pretty much just got to wait for somebody else to come along to help. But then yeah, the driver put his like 90s rave music on, Chinese rave music, and it seems to psych him up and get him going, and then we got through and here we are. Another short drive now to our last stop, which is the Moon Lake, which is where we're going to camp for the night. And not sure how many other people there's going to be at the campsite. There may be a few. I'm not imagining there'll be many. We have seen a few people hiking on the way, but when we've seen people hiking in the desert, pretty much what they're doing is they have a car that goes on ahead, and then it stops and waits for them, and that's got water and food and anything, you know, they need it. Trek and catch up and on again. Because the thing is, there's absolutely nothing around. If you just go off trekking with nothing, you know, you're never going to find your way out, because as soon as you know you get a strong wind, the sand dunes change and you've completely lost your sense of direction. We've parked up for the evening just on the outside of this lake behind me, and we're going to camp here. There's our car, we've got our tents up, we've got the barbecue going, we're going to have apparently, and we've got beers in the car, although I have a very bad feeling the beers are going to be incredibly warm, because when we were drinking the bottled water, it was like drinking water from the hot tap. Alright, dinner's ready. We've got mutton skewers and very, very warm shisha beer, which says the beer for the Northwest man, which is quite disgusting because it's piss week and it's really, really warm. But hey, the mutton's good. Good morning. It's about 6 AM. We're in this tiny little tent. It wasn't quite wide enough for me to sleep, so it was pretty uncomfortable. And the wind kept blowing the sides of the tent all night, so didn't get that much sleep. But anyway, I'm going to go out and see if I can still catch the sunrise, or if I'm too late. I think the sun's already up. Living in China for so long, I just think it's so surreal that I'm still in China. I mean, look at this. If you think of China, you would never think of just pure empty desert.